Hello, and welcome to Do You Watch Anime? My name is Adam Corky, and today is another episode. This is a show that I sit down with a guest and ask them, do you watch anime? And we go from there. So today, joining me is Ari.
Hey.
So, do you watch anime?
I've been more lately. It goes by phases. Like, I got really bad ADHD and I get hyper-focused on shit. And then it kind of fades out. And then I get hyper-focused again. You just need to get me started somewhere. And then I'm like, ooh.
Oh, my God. So, how did you start watching anime? There we go.
There we go. We'll start right there.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the podcast, like the first episode, and everybody starts with YTV, and
Yeah.
I add it differently because I'm not from Ontario. I'm from Quebec, and I grew up in mostly French, and back in the days where you couldn't have all of those like channels, you had to choose. Either you had the French or the English ones, except like CBC or Global.
Of course.
And, I didn't, my parents decided I wasn't going to be the one kid who didn't follow the French shows, right? So I did have a few. I vaguely remember like Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
We had Pokemon, of course, and wasn't into Yu-Gi-Oh, wasn't in Digimon, which was stuff my brother was really, really into. I vaguely remember, Jesus, what's the name? Like Ranma, I think.
Ranma half? Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
I remember.
moly, okay.
I vaguely remember with like the hot and cold water. That
Yeah.
was like a thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And like changing into a girl. Like
Yes.
I vaguely remember it. And they stopped doing it at
Yeah.
some point. They were really weird.
Yeah.
Like, and always kind of out of order. That was a big thing.
Yeah. Same with YTV. They would just send this, just
Whatever.
watch shit out of order.
And a big one for me growing up was, and I'm going to pronounce it, and you're going to make fun of me, but like Sakura, because for me
Okay.
it was Sakura Chasseuse de Cartes.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched the French one. Like, I really loved it. Like, really, really loved it. Kind of stopped to, like, just change the time. They just decided to get other stuff
Of course.
out. And yeah, there was Dragon Ball, but it was mostly mangas that we had in French because, I don't know, I don't remember it being on TV so much. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got started.
Yeah. I will say this, because we are in Canada and it's both English and French. The French manga, the way it's printed, is so much prettier than English manga. Like, the English manga is just like not hardcover, but like the regular kind of just the way it is. And then I picked up a French cover, and it's like, it's kind of the way the Japanese manga is. It's like
with the
fold
double
out,
cover,
yeah,
and
double
it folds
cover,
down, and
exactly.
I'm a teacher. My student like folds it down, and not all of them, but some of them you actually have to start by the end, and so like
Yeah, I'm like, every time I pick one up, I'm like, oh, it's in French. I can't read it. It's just so pretty. I'm like, ooh, I want to read this, but I can't.
yeah. But yeah, I think there wasn't that much in French, like that was available. What we had was dubbed in Quebec, which is another situation about dub and sub. But like, yeah, after that, I picked up like Inuyasha. Like, I picked it up at like used bookstore because there's public library only had so many. They had like Ranma and Fruits Basket. Both were half the time not there.
Yeah.
And I picked that up, and I'm like, I like this. And I went on YouTube and LimeWire, tried to find it. And thing is, finding the dub version, not possible.
No.
Or like very, like there was the few first, but like such a bad quality. Like, I mean, oh my God. So like, I got used to watch it at sub with French subs.
Yeah.
And, it made sense. And then at some point, like, French sub didn't exist. And I was at that, and I'd gone past that time where I decided I wasn't speaking English, even though I'd spoken my entire life. Like, we had a phase. And bullying sucks.
Yeah.
But I tried with sub English because that was easy to find.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And it
course.
was on YouTube, and I
Yeah.
stopped getting like malware into my parents' computer. And kept going, and I got really like, I love that one. And then it got started all over again. But yeah, so, but I still I have trouble with the Inuyasha, the English dub. I know like a lot of people, that's what they grew up. But every
Yeah.
time I hear it, I'm like, the voice is wrong.
I mean, it's what you grow up with, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
The voice is wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's very wrong.
But like even the French one, like the card captors, like they do the French from France.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And honestly, I looked into it because of the podcast, and I was talking with my brother, and it's almost impossible to find the Quebec one, the dub one, the one I grew up with. It's almost impossible to find. People have been finding it in like old like VHS.
Yeah.
But like every time I hear something like, that's wrong, but that's also wrong, and I'm like, where do I fit in? But yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy that there was a whole different like Quebec dub.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just not the same expression, not
Yeah.
the same accent, the same. Sorry, but like French from France, I find like they all have the same tone and the same accent and the same way of speaking. Whereas I think characters are different, and like you have to do the voice act differently because that's what makes it interesting. Not having everybody. So yeah, a lot of the dubbing is done back home too. Even like for big movies, there's always like the French from France and the Quebec French or Disney movies. It's a big deal. Like, who watched what growing up? Like, we were like, you're doing it wrong. This is the French version, not the right words. Or like, I got like a CD with Disney, but it wasn't the right one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, it's a dang.
It's just crazy because like growing up in like very rural Ontario is like, you know, if you speak French, you're an asshole. It's crazy to think that, you know, just like 5 hours away, completely different world. Like,
You speak French from French, like,
yeah,
you're the asshole.
that's crazy.
And like, growing up English, I was actually made fun because I kept mixing both languages.
Oh yeah,
And,
because you're a kid, right?
Because you're a kid and grew up in whatever my parents were talking. My mom used to talk to us in English and my dad in French to kind of get it settled.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble to read, so we were doing more French. And then other kids started picking fun of me because sometimes I didn't have my words and I was getting like English words here and there. And was a big mess. So I decided I would not speak English for like 7 years.
Holy shit.
And then I wanted to read something that was only in English, and my mom was like, if you want to, you're going to try.
Yeah.
And I don't like being like challenged like that. That makes me very angry. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I couldn't read anything. And by the end of the weekend, I was reading New York Times bestsellers and like watching everything in English.
Holy
and
shit.
my English teacher was like, what the fuck happened?
What?
He actually called my mom and it's like, hey, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And she started laughing and she said she spoke English her entire life. She's a fucking stubborn person. And I out-stubborn her this time. So, and it really opened like for like sub stuff. Like it was like, hey, this exists.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, what can I watch? What can I find stuff?
Yeah.
And subtitles were easier too because, you know, was still getting used to it and the accents, and it was. And Japanese is so much faster of a language than English, and French is like that too. We speak really fast.
Yes.
I speak English really fast. And even as a normal like French person, Quebec people speak fast.
Yes.
And then there's me. So like for me also like having it sub, like it went like fast because I couldn't, like sometimes like when I watch a dub, I'm like, there's a lot of length.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
I'm
like,
like,
okay, hurry up.
hurry up.
Yeah.
Can we get to like whatever happens?
Yeah.
And what growing up with like hearing it like Japanese, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, they talk faster. Please talk faster. So yeah, that's how weird I am.
Oh, I love that. Where it's just like, I need it to be fast. That's not sound. Oh, sorry. That's not bite props levels of like, I watch it 2 times speed. Oh no.
Ever since she said that, if it's dubbed and I can do it, sometimes I do it. Not all the time, but I'm like, oh, I can speed through this. This goes really fast. I don't have to wait. Maybe it's an ADHD thing, but like
I think it is.
waiting for stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm like, I mean, I will do like her and I'll stop it, but like, I'm like, please get on with your life. I don't like waiting. Like, just we were talking like this season, and I'm like, okay, is the manga done? And like, yeah, okay, now I need to figure out how can I read it. I cannot wait. Terrible at this.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. She's speaking of Hell's Paradise, by the way.
Yeah.
When you sent me that text, like literally this week,
It's Jack's fault. He didn't want to like watch it. He's like, we can take our time, and I was like,
no,
no,
that doesn't exist.
That does not exist. And like a few things like that, I have to wait for his ass to be in the mood and watch like one episode, and like I cannot watch it because then you'll know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's the same with Moon. She has to be in it's twins.
Wonder twins.
Yep. She has to be in the mood, and I'm like, but like it's we have free time. do you wanna watch an episode? And I'm like, and she's like, no, I don't feel like it right now. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I do.
We do.
We do. Come on, let's go. But when you texted me, is the Hell's Paradise manga done? Because I want to know the ending already. They can't leave it like that. I literally looked at my text and went, oh, honey, you have no idea what you've signed up for.
I mean, I remember reading mangas online of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe stuff 14 years old me wasn't supposed to see or read. Yeah, but definitely I remember reading a lot. Like, and well, I flipping, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, it was on the computer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like sometimes I knew I wasn't supposed to read stuff, and I'm like, my mom was coming in, and I had another window because I didn't want to get into that conversation with my mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun times.
What is this weeb shit?
I think it was just like sometimes too mature, like
Yeah.
too graphic. My mom would have been like, and I mean, probably would have like a conversation, but I did not want to have this conversation with my mom. And just like, because sometimes like I don't care for that part. Like I wasn't there. I just wanted to know like it was like the story.
The
and
story.
I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Because I was not necessarily interested in that. And I just, but like clicking and waiting.
Yeah.
And now you can flip in your your phone on your iPad.
It's addictive, man. It's so addictive. There was one time when I was employed. I was reading through a manga, and it was the whole app was on. Or the whole story was on an app. Like the entire thing was done. It was on an app. So I was literally doing my work, doing my work. Oh, look at that. Oh, and then just like, I gotta work. I gotta move my mouse for Teams. But yeah, like, it's addictive, man.
I'm such a fast reader, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow subtitles, and I can probably, I mean, did I ever watch with subtitles on 1.5? Yes, I did.
You were superhuman.
I read fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And like once I've done it, I've watched it. If I really want to, I'll go back to the episode, or I'll go back and read it back through. Like, but like, I want to know. You cannot leave me into the unknown. Like,
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah. Oh my I remember what was it? It was I was gonna say, oh yes, going through manga super quick, easy. Subs, I'm like, what did they say? It'll come up and the sentence then I'll go, sorry, because I have to like read it, look at the screen, read it, look at the screen, and like I don't know what's going on in my brain. Apple, Pepsi, who knows?
I think it's like that with dub. Like,
Yeah.
I will get distracted and I won't. Because if you put something letter-wise in front of me, I will read it. It doesn't matter what language it is. My brain will try to make it make sense of it. And I did study like arts and letters and languages. So like for me, like words, read. Like it's not even something I consciously do. Like I just do it. There's word I read. So like sometimes when there's no subs, even if I'm watching it in English because Jack prefers it that way, I'm always really, really, really angry that I cannot put the subtitles to, because then I get, what happened? And then Jack like sighs and is like, leave your phone. It's not the phone. I watch subs and I'm on my phone, so like clearly it's not a problem for me. So like, can we? And yeah, Crunchyroll not having the subs
for English dub is very annoying.
Oh Jesus, it's not that I can do it, because when I'm with people I don't have the subtitles on.
Yeah.
I just like it because I'm lazy and I'm distracted, and reading for my brain is like so
it gets
easy.
it hooked, right?
And it's like, oh, there's something focus there.
Yeah.
I lack focus.
Yep.
Don't know if you've ever noticed.
I can't. I never would have thunk it.
No, never ever.
You never.
Me? Jesus. For the people who don't know, like me on the morning it's not fun. Like we have to wait until my meds kicked in, because nothing will ever get done.
No, meds and orange juice. That's all that. Yeah.
Don't need the caffeine. I need the orange juice, or else I get bitchy and mean.
Yeah. We don't want that. That's scary. That's
very.
So from all the deep dives from like English opening, that kind of your mom just being like, fuck you, where did you go? Like, how many different series did you try?
Oh my God. I always said to you, I didn't watch that many.
Yeah.
And then you guys were talking like, hey, I saw that. Oh, I know that. I didn't finish it, but I remember watching some of it. I watched a lot. My friend in high school were really into like boy love kind of stuff.
Hell
right?
yeah, let's go.
So I've watched so many of these. Some of them like age difference, and I look back onto it now and I'm like, oh my God, like we were impressionable teenagers. Like, are we really like going back to it? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And like daddy relationship, and I'm like, oh my God, this is wrong on so many freaking level. Why did we like this again? And I cannot like Loveless come to mind as it. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I remember. I don't remember all of it, thankfully, but like I remember some of it. And I'm like, maybe not. Like, and I guess that's. So I watched so many of these, I couldn't even name them all. I get. Janju Romantica was one my friends really loved. Like they would watch it all the time. Like it was like downloaded very bad quality and then found a new. It was a thing. Yeah, they were like all on it all the time, and I was like, and then I clicked on stuff and I moved through like a lot of stuff. I did watch Yuri on Ice. I didn't like it that much.
Really?
I mean, it was okay, but I didn't really get into it.
Okay.
I was like, it's good, but like, give me something else.
Yeah.
So I remember clicking, and then a lot of like magical, cute stuff, and there's this Yumero Patissiere is how they say it.
Okay.
Like it's this little girl that goes to a pastry school.
Oh yeah.
With like magic fairies, sweet fairies, and I actually went to pastry school, and I was like. it was cute, and like I was like feeling it. So
Yeah.
like I got obsessed with that for a while. What else? Jeez. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I never got into the big three.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Oh no, because I killed my student this week with that one. But like it just didn't. It's not even like they were teenagers because I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But like, or even that they were whiny. It's just I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Like maybe now I would get like Jack is rewatching Naruto and like I'm okay. Like some of it is not as bad as I remember. Maybe also it was like my little brother was hugging the TV. Also a strong possibility here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like if you tell me the name of something, I'm like, oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I'm terrible with names because it's like not important info. So like it gets like pushed back.
Yeah.
Until somebody like says the name and I'm like, information, all you ever wanted to know about it. But yeah, Oran for a while also I watched like completely. What I'm trying to find and I can't. It's late. It's really late.
It's really
like,
late.
I'm
it's like
sleeping. Usually I'm completely passed out on your couch by now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you brought up something during the break. So you brought up one of my favorite series ever that I hold very dearly. Maid Sama.
Yes, I watched it like 5 times through the years. Like, I mean, it's been a while. It was on Netflix for a while.
Yes,
that's the last place I rewatched it. I don't know if it's still there. If it is, now that I've seen it and it's in my memory, and be like, I'm gonna watch that. You know, Walt Jack doesn't want to watch it with me. But yeah, 5 times.
I love it. It's so good.
I mean, it's funny, and I think, like, as a teenager, me, like, she was so, like, strong, and she stood up to bullying, and when I watched it, I was in that phase where I decided, like, I was bullied all through. I was a nerd with ADHD, and for girls, it wasn't, like, a thing, so, like, I was just, like, all over the place all the time, and I loved the way, like, she wouldn't let anybody else bully the girls, and, like, when I didn't stand up so much for myself, I was the first one to stand up for somebody else.
Yeah.
Stories I could say about that. Not all very pacifist though. But she was also like sweet and nice and kind.
Yeah.
Like at a cafe and like with those people, and she was like, so like I loved the mix of the two, but still being like very powerful and strong in her own like way.
100%.
And I kind of like how she beat up the boys. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Like, you're doing this. I think I wished I could do that, like, because the boys kind of like run the stuff, like some of the activities I was in. I was like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of what made me like be a little more confident that I could like, you know, be right and do it right. I don't know.
No,
Silly.
no. That's I love hearing I love hearing that because I'm the same way. Not with Maid Sama, but like with other series that have impacted me, like Rent a Girl. No, I'm kidding. Rent a Girl. No.
You know what? I don't think I've ever.
Don't. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Do me a favor. Don't do it. Because you'll get hooked, and it'll be my fault.
Like this new anime phase is all Reed's fault.
Yeah.
Like I know I've been saying it like all the time, but like it's all Reed's fault. He just put it and like it was in a good spot to like get me hooked. And now that it's like kind of my new hyper focus. I'm like, oh, there's that. And then I have plenty of other hyper focuses, but I've also been way less stressed recently. So I'm thinking this might be good for
Let's
my mental
go.
health.
That's
Like
what
anime
I'm
is
talking
actually
about.
good for your mental health. People watch more anime.
Yeah, just watch more anime. There you go. There's your advertisement. Watch more anime.
And listen to the podcast.
Yes. So speaking on that, your recent dive back into anime.
Oh yeah.
Started with a little indie show that no one's ever heard of. Some really like underground, like
oh my god.
like we've never dude. Like two
People are
people
gonna
know
be
who this.
people are gonna be so disappointed
Oh,
when
I
you
know.
actually go out with it.
Two people on this earth know what this anime is, and it's me and someone else in Timbuktu. No, it was Demon Slayer.
And I mean, oh god, what can we?
Yeah. So what was it about Demon Slayer that hooked you originally?
All right, what? When we were, it was the spider thing, which I usually don't really like spiders.
Yeah.
But like, and I didn't want, like, I was on my phone.
Yeah, you
And
were.
like, and then I really can't tell you what. And I looked up and we already covered the, I don't like not knowing. So of course I had to ask Ray, like, who's that?
Yeah.
It was Nezuko because she was cute.
Yep.
And I don't know, I liked her and like the happiness. I'm a very happy, peppy person.
I can't tell.
You can tell.
No.
I mean, you can hear it in my voice. But like, and he was terrible at it because I remember like,
Yeah.
everybody else around like, Reed, you cannot just say. And then he's like, we're gonna watch. Okay, fine. I'm gonna watch another. I'm not hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, we can watch something else. And I was like, no, no. And then we were driving back to Montreal, and then I kept wanting to watch another. So we left super late, and I was exhausted when I got home. But I was hooked, so I was like, I need to keep watching this because I like the characters. There's a lot of characters, and even though like there was only Nezuko when I was like, she's kind of cool. Like, again, very like silent, sweet, and everything, but also very like, I'll eat you.
Yeah.
So I like that combination. Like, I guess I have a violent streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went back and watched like the first like 8 episode I hadn't watched. Skip where I was, finished it.
Yep.
And then we went on strike at work. And I mean, we left. There's 2 big unions, so the first one had 2 days of strike, and then we were starting our strike.
Yeah.
So I had 2 days. I finished the damn thing.
Let's
Like,
go.
all the way through.
Yeah.
And it was funny because my students have been talking about it for years. My brother tried to get me to actually watch it after the first season was dubbed. He was like, you're going to love this shit. Says it might take you a few episodes, but you're going to love this shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, eh. And it's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. We have a violent streak. And this family, like, violent streak applied. Well, we are very nice, though. Him less, but he's nice.
Yeah.
When he wants. And he's like, I've been trying to get you to watch it for years. And I'm like, Reed actually just put it in front of me and didn't say anything. That's the thing. If you tell me, like, watch it, you're going to love it, and you try to convince me too much instead of doing a recommendation, I'm going to be like, I'm going to outstubborn you, you fucker. I'm not, especially with my brother. Like, he's my baby brother, but I can't. We have this kind of...
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, no. And then I was like, okay, I finished it. So, like, I was going on the picket line, and then I was back home where I was stressed, very, very stressed because we had no money coming in. We didn't know how long. It took a month. So, like, I was out of work for a month. Yeah. And I was like, Adam, I don't know what to watch. Give me something to watch. Because I wanted something different, something to take my mind out of things. Because I did used to like and watch a lot. So I was like, I know I can't do this. I know this is something like I won't. Hi, kitty.
Hello, buddy. There's Casper again.
Oops.
Oh.
There's a cat.
Yep. There's a cat now.
And yeah, so I just asked you and you gave me something else. And
Yeah.
then something else somebody had been talking about. And since I've been back to work, it's been a little harder. But
Yeah.
like I actually have Crunchyroll now too.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Another streaming services.
Oh man.
But like I'm like I want to watch something and I think it's a good change. Like I was really into like really like murder shows. Like I like it when it's I do like it when somebody dies at the start and it's
Yeah. No.
and it's over by the end.
Yeah.
Like and I get like phases of my life where this is what I need. Like CSI, Bones, like this
Yeah.
is what I want. I want somebody to die and them to fix it by the end. I want this. I need this. And I guess I didn't know when anything was finishing. So I'm like, okay, let's go with the flow.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've watched I've watched Comey.
Yeah.
I've watched all of Demon Slayer. We've watched Hell's Paradise
Yeah.
completely. I'm trying to watch Spy Family, but the asshole in the room on the other side of the wall
Yeah.
is taking forever.
Of course.
We've also had trouble with it loading
Yeah.
at the apartment for some
Yeah.
reason. Which is another one my kids have been trying to get me to watch forever. So now I'm doing that. I'll be honest, I was on a crunch for the con, so I listened to the podcast and I'm rewatching Inuyasha for like I don't know how many times now.
Yeah.
But like I'm like I still like it. There's just stuff that I'm like,
Yeah.
but I still somehow found myself back to it. What else? I've rewatched a few of Cardcaptor. Like I went back to favorites because I was like, let's see. I cannot watch Cardcaptor in any language. That kind like we touched on that before. Like nothing works in my mind, so I'm like, okay, I'm doomed. I've added so many stuff to that list. You made me watch Freerun.
Yep.
So yeah, I haven't continued that because I've been really exhausted and I cry easily
Yeah,
right now. So I'm like, I'm not ready for.
Yeah.
But like,
Just some context. The couple like a month ago.
yeah.
I sat down with Ari and Blythe and made them watch Freerun, and within like 10 minutes.
I was crying.
They were crying, both of them. We were watching, and all I hear is, and I'm like, from both of them, and I look over, and they're both like, and I'm like, I got ya.
See, and there's something. Maybe I know it's the ADHD thing, but I am very good at pattern recognition. So like while I cannot predict everything, because anime does have a little bit surprises here and there, like, and it's fast paced, so I cannot like predict it like I do. For example, CSI, I'm really good. 15 minutes, I know who did it. I can tell you why. And Jack is like, fucking hell. And I'm like, I'm good. There's very little shows that can do that. Animes can surprise me, and maybe that's why I like it too. But like, I was like, this is gonna be sad. This is gonna be, and then I was like, oh my god, he's in love with her, and I'm like, she's not gonna realize. And then I look at you and like, she's gonna realize it. He's gonna be dead for how many years now? And I'm like, oh my god, tragic. And I cried, and we were crying, both of us, like. Full on crying for the first episode. And I think we got through like 7.
Yeah.
I think I cried all 7 episodes, to be fair. And then I went back home to reality, and it's been a rough month. So like, I was like, no, I've also been sick again. So I was like, but definitely needs to keep watching that. I did buy the manga. Like, my kids got me to buy the first one last year on the class budget.
Oh my god! Wow.
And it does fit in the age range because sometimes they ask for stuff that I can, like Demon Slayer is not. It does not work for all of my age range. Yeah. Because I have, and so like I bought the second one and they were fighting for it. So also that makes me feel like. That makes me look like the cool teacher because now I know what they're talking about. And like we have discussion. or like, oh, what's your least favorite anime that you've watched? Not that it's not good, but like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, finish what I ask you, and I'll answer. And then they hate me for it, but they do the fucking work.
I love that.
And I like one of my kids, nobody's been able to get anything out of it for like weeks. And I'm like, every time he asks me a question, I'm like, did you do the work?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, if I say yes, are you going to answer? Sure. So he's been doing the work. I'm loving it. Like,
oh my God. Oh, I love that.
He's a very good kid. We just had a rough patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, and it's getting like, even now he's doing, like, by the time, like last time I was in school, like he actually did the work without me needed to bribe him, and I'm like, we just needed to get back into it. And like, I think for a lot of kids, especially boys, because they have a lot for girls, but like for boys, and I remember my brother at the same age, like it's a good like way to like, it's violent, but it's still like still fake, and it's still okay, and they love the story, they love the powers, they love to fight, and like what they don't even touch like fight with their hands, so they're just like making hands, and like, let them be.
Yeah.
At least they're reading, at least they're interested in something, instead of being like, no, I'm too cool to live. So and I get that, and rewatching animes remind me, like, I like that too. I like being excited and like doing like, ooh.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Now I have to introduce my nephew to anime.
Yeah.
He does watch Naruto, but like I'm gonna try to like expand a little.
Here's Chainsaw Man. No.
Let's say some of my kids don't have parental supervision as much as they should. They've watched shows that, from hearing you and Reed talk about it, I wouldn't watch because I'm not strong enough for.
Yeah.
That's not at all in like, which is totally fair, and that's another great thing about anime. Like, if I want to watch, like, what did I watch while I was like hand sewing? Not hand sewing. I was steaming my wigs.
Yeah.
Like, I had like 3 days of wig care. Like, one of them was such in bad shape, and like, I watched Buddy Daddies.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
wow.
It was there, and it looked cute. So like, I'm just gonna watch the first one.
So, context: Froppy is sleeping on the couch right across from us, and I'm very surprised she didn't like just wake up at the sound of Ari saying "Buddy Daddies," because she's been trying to get us to watch it for like since it came out. So that's great. Wow. Okay.
It looked cute, and I like cute. Like, I do like Demon Slayer. Like, we said, like, the violent streak in me like loves it, like, or Inuyasha, like, just like dismember somebody. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, somebody once asked me why I had dinosaur on my arm instead of, I don't know, like a cute like bird flying away, and I'm like, do I look like a bird person?
Yeah.
I'm like, look at it, T-Rex, roar, you're dead, I hate you. And people were looking at me like I was really crazy, and I was like, yeah, that's my excuse.
Yeah.
Roar, you're dead.
Yeah.
So, but I also have like the word fairy tales for like books and you know, like classic fairy tales, not the anime. Though I did watch that with my brother growing up. That's that one was actually in French, and it was accessible like easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do like that violence streak, but I also like cute stuff, like Comey, like Freeran, like I'm watching A Sign of Affection too, like I'm into it. It's just, it takes a lot of focus for me because it doesn't have the subtitles. She's signing,
yeah.
So, so yeah, I did. So yeah, or Spy Family. That's cute.
It's cute.
Like, I need cute in my life, but I also need like
violence, dirty violence,
which is really weird that I didn't like any of the big three. But
yeah, I mean, it's a different vibe. The big three are well, if y'all don't know, the big three are One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. So
my nephew tried to school me on that, and I was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. Yeah. The only, it's just they give off a different narrative than, you know.
Was very angled to boys too. Like,
Oh, 100%.
and maybe I find less now, but like, I'm a little older than like kids now.
Yeah.
And like I found that it's more like open, because even some of younger girls like it and get to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, oh, it's a boy show.
Yeah. One Piece was the only one that actually was like for everyone. Bleach and Naruto were very, at the time, they eventually got more broad, but when they started was very like typical, like, you know.
Yeah, and everyone liked Naruto, and I didn't. That was the one that was cool, and it was like, but I like Inuyasha. And people were like, what is that?
Yeah.
And like, they're like, ooh. And I was like, okay. But I love Inuyasha. Like, maybe I should do that for cosplay.
Ooh.
But I don't want to do anime, so I'd probably do like a gender bending Inuyasha.
Hell yeah, let's go. I
But
should
like,
stop yelling.
I said it. Now I have to do it.
Yep.
Fuck. Long wig.
Yep.
I just hate it.
Another long wig.
I just hate it.
Yep.
I usually get out of it. I do something. But I can make a ponytail somehow.
Yeah. You could do like the human version of Inuyasha if you want as well. Because like he's got his like dark brown or dark black hair.
Yeah, but like my hair, I mean, it's always colorful, but my hair is like very dark brown.
Yeah, true.
So like, and I mean, Kiyomi's in the ears thing in the in the show, in the manga, like I always like.
Yeah. Well, I loved it when she was like petting
it.
And he's like, stop.
But I love it at the same time. Like, so I'm like, I want to do the ears. And like, I've done raccoon ears for like raccoons for someone before. And that's the kind of, I'm really good at sewing. Like, but I haven't done props in like forever. So I'm like, oh, what did I just get myself into?
What did you just do to yourself?
Because now, like, it's running through my head, and I'm like, I could do this, I could do that, and like,
oh boy, we've started something.
I was supposed to only have one new cosplay this year, people. Uh-oh, my wallet is crying somewhere.
God. All right, so you, like we said, talked about earlier. You started Hell's Paradise and finished it.
Oh my god.
So I've literally talked so much about Hell's Paradise on this show because it's just so good. What was it about Hell's Paradise they were like, I love this?
Okay, I gotta admit, I wasn't that into it. Like, you guys got started on a clip, then we watched a clip because it was silly and everything. And then you describe it like what Suicide Squad means ninja, something like that.
Yeah, Samurai Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, when everybody said it like it, I'm not, okay, fine, maybe. Well, like you said, you probably like it. And I'm like, I trust you more than most people. And I was like, okay, I will give it a chance. And then we watched the first episode and was like, sure, like this. Okay, there's a lot of mystery as to start, like the first episode. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like not knowing. And then we got to the second one where like they all fight against each other. And I was like, I was like, am I really in the mood for this? So it took a while between like second and third, but I was like, I still want to know.
Yeah.
And then once everybody was killed off, like that first part, and they decided to send them, I was like, okay, we're getting there. And like, it's just beautiful. Like the way like you look at it and it's beautiful. Like the island. Yeah. I was like, oh, I liking it. And then people started to die. And I'm like, because it was just like pointless. Like, it is kind of pointless, but like them killing each other, like I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But like, give me a mystery. Like the way they frame it too, like you knew who was gonna live and who wasn't. So it was like before they even started fighting, I knew exactly who was gonna die. I was like,
Yeah.
make it hard for me to know what's gonna happen and who's gonna actually die.
Yeah.
And I still haven't read it, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then people started dying, and like you see like who died. Like they kind of let you know like they dead, but they don't confirm it. Like at the end of that episode, and I'm like, shit, I thought that good guy was kind of live, and like he's the first one killed off. I'm like, oh, oh, like if you're gonna kill off good guys like this quick. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now you got me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you need to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we only watched one. And I think we're like at what, like 4 or 5. And then the next day we watched 7.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm keeping watching this. Like
Yeah.
it was like a Saturday. I'm like, it's like we could switch to something else. And I'm like, no, we keep watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I don't like endings, I waited like 48 hours to watch like episode 13 because that's my thing. If I don't watch the last episode completely, like I can watch one part and then watch the second part. If it's not the same day, then it doesn't count. It's not really over. If I watch it through, then it actually, like there's plenty of series I've done that. I'm insane, I know. But like I watch it and we're like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just like a cliffhanger. Are they gonna die or not? It's like, is his wife real or not?
Yeah.
Like, this is what gets me. Like, as much as I hate not knowing, I also love not knowing. And while wildly inappropriate, one of my kids brought it up, and like that's something he watched because I was like, hey, I'll take your suggestions, guys. And like they all on Naruto, Bleach, and he's like, he comes to see me and he says like, he talked about Berserk, and I'm like, no, why are you watching this?
Yeah. Please get some help. No.
Exactly. And then he's like, oh, the Hell's thing. And we just finished it. And I'm like, Hell's Paradise? Like, yeah. He says, I think he imagined her or anything. And like, I'm like, I'm kind of curious to know where this is going to lead. And, you know, he's leaving school next year. So I'm like, I won't get to talk to him about it. So I kind of sad about that because I've had that kid for 2 years straight. So I'm like, like, it is the kind of stuff that like kind of keeps me up and like, but I want to know, which is why I texted you like, is it over?
Yeah.
Because I cannot read the manga and not being through because then I'm like, but I got to wait. But why? And I think part of it is like so many like series I've read as it was going, like not just mangas, but like just stuff in general. And then they flopped the ending because it took so long. And I'm like, oh, are you serious? Like, I hate when they build a world and then they destroy it, like, in the last few. And I'm like, what were you doing? Like, were you trying to please everybody? Were you... Like, yes, I'll be angry if the characters don't end up together or you kill them off. Especially if you kill somebody off. Like, I will never forgive you and they will live on in my head. They're not dead.
So... Going off that, sorry, that
no
was
problem.
very...
I will go on a tangent.
Yeah. That little part, you saying killing off characters, like, you're talking about your favorite characters, or just characters you like in general, or is it just like characters? Because
characters I like in general, like, and sometimes they have to be killed, and I understand why, but. I get very attached to characters. Like, it's not even funny. Like,
boy, do I have some anime you need to skip.
But it's okay because I like it. Like, it's Doctor Who. Like, you know they're gonna change, and like it's okay. And I know and I still cry every time he changes. Like, I will sob. It's just like an. I don't know. It's too late for me to say that word in English anymore. But like, I will cry and Jack will be like, it's okay. And I will cry for like 20 minutes. and in my blanket, and I don't want to watch it because like
God.
it pains me because I feel like for all the other people that are, and it's not even for the dead, it's for all the other people that have to mourn them, even when they're bad guys. I'm like,
Oh, you're thinking way deep into this.
I'm like, I hate, like, I'm like,
what about their friends and family?
exactly. I know. We've already covered it. It was crazy, but like, I feel so much, and I get attached, and I get attached quick, like, because again, mystery, liking something that reminds me of someone that I know or that I used to know, like people from, and I get attached, and I'm like, they kill it off, and like, it hurts, and it's okay, and I will survive it.
Yeah.
I will always, and sometimes it's good. That's why a lot of time I leave endings because I don't want it to end, and I'm like, but like, not every character. Some of them I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
like good, but like others I'm like, oh, sweetie. But yeah, especially like, I don't know, like the ones I'm really deeply, but like characters I'm like, and I'm like, it really bugs me. It really, but for storytelling, this is needed because you couldn't have a world that's all. If I want to watch all rainbows, I will watch all freaking rainbows.
Yeah.
So it's part of life, but it's also like so damn frustrating because you feel so much. But I read a lot, I watch TV movies, and it's part of what makes it so fun. As a fan too of whatever you like, anime or otherwise, it's like getting attached to this and like being, it's mine and I love it and I'll keep it safe, and then it doesn't, and you're like, but it's okay. But it's okay. I like to suffer. Apparently,
holy shit,
I'm crazy like that.
There's so many series in my head that is going. Sorry, there's a ton of series that are running through my head right now that I'm like, oh boy, when you watch this, oh boy. There's one series, I'm not going to mention what one, the audience will know what this is about. There's a series that I've talked about multiple times on this show that it literally destroyed me completely. Like, literally, I was like, oh, I'm not okay. This is like, I've never had that kind of reaction before.
Yeah, I remember you talking about something like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to really, now I'm going to ask you after the podcast because I need to know.
I finished it, so I've read the manga, and when it got announced for an anime, I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, the one with Moon was asking you, is that the one you talked about? No, not even.
Nope. I was like, y'all have no idea. And then seeing, like, because season 1 is done. This is the most vague I've ever been on the podcast because, but
we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, season 1 is done, and seeing the reaction online to every character, I'm like, oh, sweetie, y'all have no idea.
Like, I don't know because we still haven't said what it was. But like, the only one that I've never watched because I knew everybody was dying was the Game of Thrones because it was, one, it's very brutal. Two, while it does serve a purpose, I thought a lot of it was pointless. My brother read the book for years before and that's one he actually told me, don't read it. You're gonna hate it because like they kill off everybody, and it's like, you're really like, while there is a story around, it's not, you need to like got a little more or something. I don't know how to explain it, but he told me like, not that one, because I do love, I don't want to say I do love when they die, but like I do love when they actually make it something big and like, it's okay, I'm gonna be destroyed, but it's also some of those books, some of those scenes, either read or seen, that will stay with you and that shapes you to be who you are. Like, I'm thinking about one precise book with an ending that's so powerful, like, and it's not a big deal. It's not even a bad ending. It's not even, it is a good ending, but it's not the good and the bad. It's the way they said it and how they said who's watching and how they do it. I'm goosebumps.
Oh, damn. All right.
And because I thought it was beautifully done without being all good, because I thought it was gonna be all bad, and then it didn't. But like, yeah, killing people, not killing people, don't kill people, but like killing characters.
Yeah.
Is great. And when we cry that much, and when it shows how much we've grown attached. And you don't cry when a character is badly written, badly animated, doesn't have a personality. You cry because if it hurts, it's because you love them that much.
Yeah.
And the more it hurts, the more that characters meant to you.
Yeah.
And for different reason. And I think that's something very beautiful out of any media is the power that we attach, because we all know they're fake. I mean, we're not four.
Yeah.
We know they're fake. And sometimes we get into it knowing.
Hold on. You're telling me Comey isn't real? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
I'm not okay. You're kidding.
But yeah. It's beautiful, and I like it as much as I hate it. I love it as much as I hate it. Like the fine line between the two, like they're not opposites. They go together. And so, yes, just if it's gonna end bad, and not badly in the sense like badly written, if it's a bad ending to the story, maybe I'm just like, is it going to end badly? Because if it is, then I'm going to time it in a time where I'm maybe not like overwhelmed, overstimulated. But like, I think I needed to. Like, it's very good to cry. And like Fruin, it's really like, we cried this damn, like 7 episodes, 7 crying session.
Yeah.
But it's also amazing. So I wouldn't want to change that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah.
Totally. Before we go, there's a series that Tanner and I disagree on of the ending.
And who?
Tanner.
Tanner.
That Tanner and I disagree on the ending. That I'm like, that he likes the ending because he likes good, like, happy endings. And I am like, this motherfucker should have died. And I shit on this series on the show. I'm not going to say because the manga's finished, the series hasn't. But when it came out, because we were both reading the leaks, because I actually enjoyed season 1, the rest of it, not so much.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was one of those. But I was like following it, and it like ended, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Is that how you... Because it... So there was 3 chapters. There's 3 chapters at the end that I was like, it literally set me on a roller coaster, because I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is the ending I wanted. And then it just went LOL JK.
No.
Yeah.
It's like the never mind. It was all a dream. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
you have to be very great to pull that off, and most people aren't, me included.
Yeah. I literally, I was just like, oh, that's it?
Disappointed.
It just went, and I'm like, and then Tanner's like, I liked it, because it
ends well. Like,
it's a happy ending. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes a happy ending is not deserved when the characters are a piece of shit. Every character is bad.
I mean, even good stuff, you know, like, I will like that it's an app. Like, I'm able to say, like, I like that they have their happy ending.
Yeah, totally.
But, like, I'll be happy for that. But sometimes I also feel like it would have been powerful and okay if they didn't. I mean, rationally, emotionally, I'm really, really happy that it did well. But, like, even when it's good characters and just, like, a series of... And I hate it. I really hate when it's a bad ending. I will still watch and read it.
Yeah.
We said that, but like sometimes it's a disservice to like the rest of of the manga or the anime, and you're like, but you took not the easy route, but like you took the way that would maybe offend less people and make people happy. Fan service, like, and I'm like, I get it, and I do like it too. Like some fan service, you're like, okay, that's clearly just for us, just for the people, like. But sometimes going somewhere else is also good. Yeah. Even if, everybody's going to hate the shit out of you.
And that's why I really like the one that wrecked me emotionally so much. And I think it doesn't get talked about. Well, it does get talked about a lot. But I don't think it gets talked about enough compared to the other series running in the magazine.
Yeah. I get that.
Where I'm like, it deserves love. It deserves more love. It's critically acclaimed already, but I'm
like,
just like,
you need to do it more. You need to, like, people need to understand and realize that. I know some people, like, not with anime, but like maybe they said I have a friend who's like, you watch this, you're gonna like it. She's like, go read it. Like go on Wikipedia and read it, because you're going to be very mad and very hurt. Yeah. But she says you're going to love the journey. But so sometimes I do. Like, I try not to do it because, but like, sometimes I just need to know. So like, I just go so I can emotionally prepare. And then I watch it because, like we said, very, very rarely do I get surprised completely. I usually have like 3 or 4 ways this could go. Yeah. And, anxiety gets you all the worst possible scenarios. But yeah, so sometimes it's like, okay, I'll read it, or I'll know, like, or she's like, okay, do you want a spoiler or not? And sometimes I'll ask her, like, do I need the spoiler? Yeah. And then yes or no. And then this character will die. But this character will die. I'm not emotionally prepared, but I know it's going to come. But I don't know what's going to happen and how. And I think that's also very, very powerful, because then I'm actually going to watch through it, and I won't be
you're waiting for it, and you're like, oh, no.
But like, I won't get as angry, because I've been really angry at stuff that ended badly. Yeah. And then I rewatch it afterwards. But like, some characters you never like get over. Yeah. So yeah. 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 Thank you so much for being on. I really love you. Yeah. I think it was really fun, but it's so very late. But we made it. Yeah, we made it. It's 1 a.m. now. Yeah. So it's time to go to bed. Yes, because it's con day tomorrow. Yes, it's another con day. Great. So where can the lovely people find you? You're going to make me say it with my bad accent, right? Yep. Okay, so I'm on Instagram. I'm never on there, people. But I love people. I just... ADHD, I forget to open Instagram, but it's a girl, and I'll do that again. A girl in a craft room. There we go. So yeah. Come and say hi. I don't bite. I'm not mean. I just forget people, because if I don't see you, then it's really hard for me. But I love you. So yeah, go follow her. Follow me at Corky Cosplays, at Adam Corky everywhere else. Listen to the podcast on Spotify and everywhere else. I am so tired. I literally just realized I'm ending the podcast, so everything is just crashing. Physically too. Yeah, physically, emotionally, I'm done. We did it. We did it. Donate to the Ko-fi to help fund the podcast and my bills. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.